Success is not reserved for the lucky. It is not gifted to the privileged. It is earned, cultivated, and built one day at a time, one lesson at a time. The world belongs to those who dare to learn, to those who refuse to settle, and to those who commit themselves to growth every single day. Look around you. Everything you admire, every great invention, every successful individual, every breakthrough in history came from minds that refused to remain stagnant. They understood a simple yet powerful truth: knowledge is the key that unlocks all doors. And the best part, this key is in your hands. Success is not an overnight event, nor is it something that happens by chance. It is a result of consistent effort, intentional growth, and an unbreakable commitment to improvement. One of the most powerful yet often overlooked tools for success is daily learning. The people who rise to the top in any field are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who make it a habit to educate themselves every single day. They understand that knowledge is the currency of progress, and the more they invest in it, the richer their lives become. Imagine two individuals who start at the same point in life. One chooses to read a little every day, listen to insightful podcasts, seek out mentors, and practice what they learn. The other chooses to remain comfortable with what they already know, relying only on their existing knowledge. Over time, the gap between these two individuals widens. The one who commits to daily learning grows in wisdom, skills, and confidence. They discover new opportunities, navigate challenges with a sharper mindset, and consistently adapt to changes. Meanwhile, the one who refuses to learn stagnates, relying on outdated knowledge, struggling with new challenges, and missing out on potential breakthroughs. Daily learning is not just about academic education or formal schooling. It is about developing a mindset that actively seeks knowledge in every situation. The most successful people approach life as students, recognizing that there is always something to learn. They embrace curiosity, ask questions, and look for lessons in their experiences. Whether through reading books, observing others, engaging in meaningful conversations, or experimenting with new ideas, they are constantly feeding their minds. One of the greatest advantages of daily learning is the compound effect it creates. Learning a small piece of information every day may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, it builds a vast reservoir of knowledge and wisdom. A person who reads 10 pages of a book each day will have completed over 3,600 pages in a year. That's about 12 books. A person who dedicates just 30 minutes daily to learning a new skill will have accumulated over 180 hours of practice in a year. These small, consistent efforts lead to massive results, shaping an individual into a knowledgeable, capable, and confident version of themselves. In a world that is constantly evolving, those who do not make learning a priority risk being left behind. Technology industries and opportunities are shifting at a rapid pace. The skills that were relevant yesterday may become obsolete tomorrow. This is why the most successful individuals understand that education is a lifelong journey, not a destination. They remain adaptable, continuously upgrading their knowledge and staying ahead of the curve. Their ability to learn quickly and apply new insights gives them a distinct advantage, allowing them to seize opportunities that others fail to recognize. Beyond career and financial success, daily learning also enhances personal growth. It shapes perspectives, improves decision-making, and strengthens problem-solving abilities. A person who actively learns every day develops a sharper mind, a deeper understanding of the world, and an increased ability to handle challenges with resilience. They become more confident in their abilities and more open to new experiences. When faced with difficulties, they don't see them as roadblocks, but as lessons that contribute to their development. Many people struggle with the misconception that learning is a time-consuming process that requires formal education or expensive courses. The truth is, learning happens in the smallest moments. It happens in the pages of a book, in the words of a mentor, in the lessons hidden within failures, and in the insights gained from everyday experiences. The key is to remain open to these lessons and actively seek them out. With the vast availability of resources today, books, online courses, podcasts, videos, and communities dedicated to growth, there is no excuse for not learning. The only requirement is the willingness to invest in oneself. Those who commit to daily learning set themselves apart from the rest. They gain clarity about their goals, develop stronger discipline, and cultivate the kind of mindset that leads to long-term success. They understand that success is not about what they achieve in a single moment, but about the knowledge and skills they build over time. They don't just wait for opportunities, they prepare for them. They don't fear challenges, they embrace them as learning experiences. Every single day, they take a step forward, no matter how small, knowing that these steps will eventually lead to the success they envision. Many people hesitate to invest in their education, thinking that learning is too expensive, too time-consuming, or too difficult. They look at books, courses, mentorship programs, and skill development as optional luxuries rather than essential tools for success. But what they fail to realize is that the real cost is not in acquiring knowledge, it is in failing to do so. The cost of ignorance is far greater than any investment in learning. It is not just about missing out on information, it is about missing out on opportunities, growth, and a better future. The price of not learning is paid in lost chances, stagnation, and the limitations that hold people back from reaching their full potential. Throughout history, the individuals who made a difference in the world were those who prioritized knowledge. They understood that every piece of information they gathered, every skill they developed, and every lesson they learned contributed to their success. On the other hand, those who ignored the value of education often found themselves stuck, unable to progress because they lacked the tools to navigate new challenges. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who remain stagnant is not intelligence or talent. It is the commitment to continuous learning. People often say they cannot afford to learn, yet they pay the price of ignorance every single day. A person who refuses to learn about financial management will struggle with money, making costly mistakes that could have been avoided. Someone who ignores self-improvement may face repeated failures in their career or relationships, unable to understand what needs to change. A business owner who does not stay updated with industry trends will watch competitors overtake them, losing clients and income. In every aspect of life, knowledge is power, and the lack of it leads to unnecessary struggles. Many of the most successful individuals in the world came from backgrounds of hardship, but what set them apart was their hunger for knowledge. They did not allow their circumstances to define them. They sought wisdom, studied relentlessly, and applied what they learned to improve their lives. They understood that while learning required effort, the cost of remaining ignorant was far greater. Every hour spent reading, every course completed, and every lesson absorbed was an investment that paid off in ways they could never have imagined. One of the greatest dangers of ignorance is that it keeps people trapped in cycles of failure without them even realizing it. A person who never learns to communicate effectively may struggle in both personal and professional relationships, blaming others for misunderstandings instead of recognizing their own lack of skill. Someone who never studies health and nutrition may suffer from preventable illnesses, unaware that simple lifestyle changes could improve their well-being. Ignorance does not just create problems, it blinds people to the solutions that are right in front of them. The world is evolving faster than ever before. Technology, industries, and opportunities are shifting every day. Those who refuse to learn and adapt will find themselves left behind. It is not enough to rely on what was taught in school or what was learned years ago. The most valuable skills in today's world are the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Those who embrace this mindset are the ones who thrive, while those who resist change struggle to keep up. Some people believe that experience alone is enough to succeed, but experience without learning is just repetition. Making the same mistakes over and over without seeking to understand and improve leads nowhere. True growth comes from reflecting on experiences, seeking knowledge, and applying new strategies. Every challenge faced is an opportunity to learn, but only for those who are willing to open their minds to new possibilities. People who prioritize learning do not fear the future because they know they can adapt to it. They do not see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow stronger. They do not rely on luck because they understand that knowledge creates its own opportunities. Every book read, every mentor listened to, and every lesson applied builds a foundation for success. Those who invest in their education gain confidence, clarity, and the ability to navigate life with wisdom. Meanwhile, those who choose ignorance remain stuck, unable to break free from the limitations they have placed on themselves. Success is not something that stays in one place, waiting for people to reach it and claim it forever. It is constantly evolving, shifting, and changing with the times. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. The strategies, skills, and knowledge that brought success in the past may become obsolete in the future. This is why continuous learning is not just an option, it is a necessity. Those who fail to recognize this reality often find themselves stuck, wondering why their old methods no longer produce results. The world does not slow down for anyone, and success does not wait for those who refuse to grow. Throughout history, industries have transformed. New technologies have emerged, and the rules of success have changed. Businesses that once dominated their markets disappeared because they failed to adapt. Individuals who were once at the top of their fields were replaced by those who kept learning and evolving. The truth is, success is a moving target, and the only way to keep up is by continuously educating oneself. Those who remain comfortable with what they already know eventually find themselves outdated, struggling to catch up with those who never stopped learning. The most successful people understand that they can never afford to stand still. They remain curious, always looking for new insights and better ways of doing things. They are not afraid to question old beliefs or challenge outdated methods. Instead of resisting change, they embrace it. They see new knowledge as an opportunity to improve rather than as a threat to their existing way of thinking. This mindset allows them to stay ahead in their careers, businesses, and personal lives while others struggle to maintain relevance. Many people become complacent once they achieve a certain level of success. They assume that because they have reached a comfortable position, they no longer need to learn. This is one of the biggest mistakes anyone can make. The moment a person stops learning, they start falling behind. The world continues to evolve, and new competitors, ideas, and innovations arise. What once seemed like a secure position can quickly become unstable if a person is not actively growing. Those who continue to educate themselves, however, remain adaptable and ready for any changes that come their way. In today's world, where technology and information are advancing at an unprecedented rate, staying stagnant is the equivalent of moving backward. The skills that were valuable 10 years ago may no longer be relevant today. Jobs that once provided stability are being replaced by automation and artificial intelligence. Businesses that thrived on traditional models are struggling to compete with those that have embraced digital transformation. The individuals who recognize these shifts and make learning a priority will continue to succeed, while those who resist change will find themselves struggling to survive. The key to long-term success is developing a habit of continuous improvement. This does not mean constantly going back to school or obtaining new degrees. It means being open to new knowledge, seeking out fresh perspectives, and refining existing skills. It means reading books, listening to experts, attending seminars, and surrounding oneself with people who challenge and inspire growth. It means being willing to unlearn outdated beliefs and replace them with better, more effective strategies. Those who make this a daily practice never have to worry about falling behind because they are always one step ahead. It is easy to look at successful people and assume that they have everything figured out, but the truth is they are always learning. They are always looking for ways to improve, refine their skills, and stay ahead of the curve. They understand that no matter how much they know, there is always more to learn. This humility and hunger for knowledge are what keep them at the top. They do not allow themselves to become comfortable or complacent. Instead, they push themselves to grow every single day. People who fear change and resist learning often find themselves frustrated by the challenges they face. They wonder why things are not working the way they used to and blame external circumstances for their struggles. In reality, the problem is not the changing world, it is their refusal to adapt. The most successful individuals understand that change is inevitable, but falling behind is a choice. They choose to keep learning, evolving, and improving because they know that success is not a fixed destination, but a moving target that must be pursued with knowledge and growth. Success is not built on big, dramatic actions taken once in a while. It is the result of small, consistent habits practiced every single day. One of the most powerful habits that separates successful people from the rest is the commitment to daily learning. It does not take hours of studying or expensive education to make a difference. Simple, daily learning habits have the power to transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. The key is to make learning a natural part of the day, just like eating, sleeping, or exercising. Reading even a few pages of a book each day adds up over time, filling the mind with new ideas, perspectives, and insights. A person who commits to reading just 10 pages a day will finish an entire book in a month. Over a year, that could mean 12 or more books, filled with valuable knowledge that can shape the way they think and act. Many of the world's most successful individuals, from business leaders to inventors to philosophers, credit reading as one of the most important habits they have ever developed. They understand that books contain the wisdom of those who came before them, providing a shortcut to success by learning from others' experiences. Listening is another powerful tool for daily learning. Podcasts, audiobooks, and expert interviews provide an easy way to absorb new knowledge while driving, exercising, or doing routine tasks. The ability to listen and learn at any moment means that no time is wasted. Instead of spending hours on meaningless entertainment, successful individuals use their time wisely by feeding their minds with information that can help them grow. They listen to people who have already achieved what they aspire to, allowing them to gain insights and avoid common mistakes. Observation is another underrated yet effective way to learn. Life is full of lessons for those who pay attention. Watching how successful people operate, noticing patterns in behavior, and analyzing what works and what does not can teach valuable lessons that no classroom ever could. Those who are observant learn from the successes and failures of others, applying those lessons to their own lives. They do not wait for experience to teach them the hard way. Instead, they gain wisdom by watching and understanding the world around them. Asking questions is a simple but powerful habit that can open doors to incredible opportunities. Those who are not afraid to ask for guidance, seek clarification, and explore deeper meanings gain knowledge faster than those who assume they already know everything. Successful people are not afraid to admit when they do not know something. Instead of pretending to be experts, they embrace curiosity and ask questions that lead to greater understanding. Every question asked is a step closer to mastery, while those who avoid asking questions remain stuck in ignorance. Applying knowledge is the final and most crucial step in daily learning. Learning without action is wasted potential. Many people spend time reading, listening, and observing, but never put what they learn into practice. True growth comes from applying new knowledge, testing ideas, and making adjustments based on experience. Those who take action on what they learn see real improvements in their lives. They understand that learning is not just about gathering information, it is about using that information to make better decisions, solve problems, and create opportunities. These daily learning habits may seem small, but their impact is massive. Over time, they shape the way a person thinks, acts, and approaches challenges. Those who commit to learning every day become sharper, more confident, and more prepared for success. They do not rely on luck or chance to get ahead. They create their own opportunities by continuously improving themselves. Every small effort compounds into something greater, and before they know it, they have built a wealth of knowledge that sets them apart from everyone else. Those who make daily learning a habit never have to worry about falling behind because they are always growing, always evolving, and always moving towards success. Your knowledge alone is not enough to create success. Many people consume information endlessly, reading books, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, and watching educational content, yet they see no real progress in their lives. The reason is simple: learning without application is meaningless. True transformation happens when knowledge is put into action. It is not what a person knows that determines their success, but what they do with what they know. Applying what is learned bridges the gap between potential and achievement, turning ideas into results and dreams into reality. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that learning itself is enough. They become addicted to gathering information, believing that consuming more content will eventually lead to success. But knowledge without execution is just an illusion of progress. A person can read every book on leadership, but if they never step up and lead, they remain the same. Someone can study financial strategies, but if they never take action to manage their money, their financial situation does not change. The real power of learning lies in doing. The most successful people are not the ones who know the most, they are the ones who act on what they know. Applying knowledge requires courage because it often involves stepping outside of comfort zones. Learning is safe, but action involves risk. Many people hesitate to apply what they learn because they fear failure, judgment, or discomfort. They wait for the perfect moment, thinking they need to learn just a little more before taking action. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment, and waiting only leads to missed opportunities. Growth happens in action, and failure is just part of the learning process. Those who take bold steps forward, even with imperfect knowledge, learn faster and achieve more than those who remain stuck in endless preparation. The fastest way to master a skill is through real-world practice. No amount of reading about swimming can replace the experience of jumping into the water. No amount of studying about public speaking can replace standing in front of an audience and speaking. The same applies to every skill, every goal, and every ambition. Knowledge provides a foundation, but practice builds expertise. The more something is applied, the more it becomes second nature. Small, consistent actions taken every day create massive improvements over time. The greatest achievers in history were not just learners, they were doers. They took what they learned and turned it into something real. One of the biggest advantages of applying knowledge is that it creates feedback. Action reveals what works and what doesn't, allowing adjustments and improvements. A person who studies business strategies but never starts a business will never know which strategies actually work for them. Someone who learns about personal development but never applies the principles will never experience real change. Taking action provides clarity. It turns theories into lessons and ideas into experiences. Each step forward brings new insights that cannot be gained by just reading or listening. Success does not come from perfection. It comes from persistence. Those who apply what they learn, even if they fail at first, eventually refine their approach and get better. Every mistake teaches a valuable lesson. Every failure is a step toward mastery. The most successful people in the world are not those who never failed, but those who never stopped applying what they learned. They understand that progress is built on continuous action, adjustment, and improvement. They do not let fear or doubt hold them back. Instead, they take what they know and turn it into something real. The key to real growth is to develop a habit of immediate application. Whenever something new is learned, it should be put into practice as soon as possible. Even small actions make a difference. If a book provides a useful idea, it should be tested in daily life. If a course teaches a new skill, it should be practiced without delay. The sooner knowledge is applied, the faster results appear. Those who take immediate action create momentum, building confidence and competence along the way. They turn knowledge into power by transforming it into action. The people a person surrounds themselves with play a crucial role in their success. Environment shapes mindset, and mindset determines actions. If someone wants to grow, they must be intentional about the company they keep. Being around the right people, those who encourage learning, challenge thinking, and inspire growth, can make all the difference. On the other hand, surrounding oneself with those who discourage progress, settle for mediocrity, or resist change can be one of the biggest obstacles to success. Growth requires an environment that nurtures it, and the right people create that environment. It is often said that a person becomes the average of the 5 people they spend the most time with. If those 5 people are ambitious, driven, and constantly learning, their mindset and habits will naturally influence and elevate the person. But if they are negative, unmotivated, and resistant to self-improvement, they will drag that person down without even realizing it. Energy, attitudes, and beliefs are contagious. When surrounded by people who are passionate about growth, learning becomes second nature. Success stops feeling like a distant goal and starts becoming a daily standard. Great minds do not just think alike, they challenge each other to think bigger. Being in the company of intelligent, successful, and forward-thinking individuals pushes a person to elevate their standards. Conversations become more meaningful, ideas become more powerful, and perspectives expand. Learning becomes a way of life because knowledge is constantly exchanged. Being around high achievers forces a person to raise their own expectations, seeing possibilities they may have never considered before. Instead of staying in a comfort zone, they are inspired to stretch beyond their limits. One of the most significant benefits of surrounding oneself with the right people is access to valuable knowledge and experience. A single conversation with someone who has already achieved what one is striving for can provide insights that years of self-study might not reveal. Mentors, coaches, and successful peers offer wisdom that can save time, prevent mistakes, and accelerate growth. Learning from the experiences of others is one of the smartest ways to fast-track success. Instead of figuring everything out alone, being in the right environment allows a person to absorb lessons from those who have already walked the path. The right people do not just share knowledge, they provide motivation and accountability. Growth requires consistency, and it is easy to become discouraged when facing challenges alone. But when surrounded by others who are also committed to learning and improving, there is an unspoken expectation to keep pushing forward. The fear of disappointing oneself fades when there are people who genuinely want to see progress. Positive pressure creates momentum, making it easier to stay on track. Seeing others achieve their goals serves as a reminder that success is possible and within reach. On the flip side, the wrong environment can quietly kill ambition. Being around people who complain, make excuses, and resist change makes it harder to stay motivated. Negative energy drains creativity and confidence. When those around a person discourage learning, dismiss personal development, or criticize ambition, it plants seeds of doubt. Over time, those doubts grow and progress slows down. Many people never reach their full potential simply because they never surrounded themselves with those who would push them higher. Creating the right environment sometimes means making difficult choices. It may involve distancing from those who hold back progress or reducing time spent in unproductive circles. It does not mean abandoning relationships, but it does mean being mindful of their influence. Growth requires alignment with people who share similar values, goals, and mindsets. Seeking out communities, networking with ambitious individuals, and investing in relationships that encourage learning is one of the smartest ways to build a foundation for lasting success. Opportunities often come from the people one knows. Being in the right circles opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. A single connection can lead to a life-changing opportunity. Successful people understand the power of relationships and actively seek to build networks of like-minded individuals. They do not just wait for opportunities to come, they position themselves where opportunities naturally arise. By surrounding themselves with those who are constantly learning, growing, and striving for more, they ensure that they are always in an environment that fuels their success. The mind is like a garden. Whatever is planted in it will grow, whether it is positive or negative. If it is filled with inspiration, knowledge, and confidence, it will produce success. But if it is left unattended, it will be overrun with doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. Mental conditioning is the process of shaping the way one thinks, ensuring that their thoughts align with their goals and ambitions. Success is not just about external actions. It begins in the mind. Without the right mindset, even the best opportunities can go to waste, while with the right mindset, even obstacles can be turned into stepping stones. One of the most powerful ways to condition the mind is through daily affirmations and visualization. What a person tells themselves repeatedly becomes their reality. If they constantly think they are not smart enough, not talented enough, or not lucky enough, their actions will reflect those beliefs and their results will confirm them. But if they continuously affirm their potential capabilities and worth, their mind will begin to believe it. Visualization works the same way. By mentally picturing success, achievement, and growth, the brain starts to create pathways that make those outcomes more likely. It is not just wishful thinking, it is programming the subconscious mind to recognize and create opportunities. Mental conditioning also involves controlling what enters the mind. Just as junk food harms the body, negative information harms the mind. Constant exposure to negative news, toxic social media, or discouraging people fills the mind with doubts and fears. Successful individuals guard their minds carefully. They choose to consume content that inspires, educates, and uplifts them. They listen to motivational speakers, read books that expand their thinking, and engage in conversations that challenge and elevate them. They do not allow negative influences to take root because they understand that what they feed their minds directly impacts their actions and results. Developing mental resilience is another crucial part of conditioning the mind for success. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and disappointments, but those who have trained their minds to stay strong do not let these obstacles stop them. They see failure as a lesson, rejection as redirection, and difficulties as opportunities to grow. Instead of breaking under pressure, they rise above it. Their inner dialogue is not one of self-pity, but of self-encouragement. They remind themselves that every challenge is temporary, and with persistence, they will overcome anything that stands in their way. The words and beliefs of others can have a powerful impact, but only if they are allowed to. Those who have conditioned their minds for success do not let negativity from others shape their reality. They do not seek approval from people who do not understand their vision. They do not waste energy on critics who do nothing but discourage. Instead, they focus on their goals, staying firm in their belief that they are capable of achieving great things. They understand that their mind is their greatest asset, and they protect it fiercely from anything that tries to weaken it. Self-discipline plays a major role in mental conditioning. The ability to stay focused, avoid distractions, and push forward even when motivation is low is what separates achievers from dreamers. Successful individuals do not rely on feelings to determine their actions. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They have trained their minds to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term comfort. While others give in to procrastination, self-doubt, or laziness, they take action. Their mindset is not one of excuses but of execution. Consistency is the key to reinforcing mental conditioning. Just like physical exercise strengthens the body, mental exercises strengthen the mind. Daily affirmations, visualization, consuming positive content, practicing self-discipline, and developing resilience must be done consistently to create lasting change. A single positive thought or action is not enough. It must be repeated until it becomes second nature. Over time, these habits shape the mind into a powerful force that naturally attracts success. The stronger the mind, the easier it becomes to stay focused, take action, and achieve anything that is set out to be accomplished. Growth is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Those who achieve success do not reach a point where they stop learning, improving, or evolving. Instead, they understand that real success requires continuous self-improvement. The world is constantly changing, industries evolve, new technologies emerge, and challenges shift. Those who refuse to grow become stagnant, while those who commit to lifelong learning stay ahead. The most successful individuals in any field are not necessarily the most talented, but they are the most adaptable. They embrace new ideas, refine their skills, and seek ways to improve every single day. Self-improvement is not just about gaining more knowledge, it is about refining thoughts, habits, and actions. Every weakness that is worked on becomes a strength. Every bad habit that is replaced with a productive one leads to better results. Growth is a process of shaping oneself into the best version possible. It requires humility to acknowledge areas of improvement and the discipline to take action. Those who think they already know everything stop progressing, while those who remain students of life continue to expand their potential. One of the biggest obstacles to self-improvement is comfort. Many people settle for a routine that feels safe and familiar. They avoid pushing themselves because growth often involves discomfort, but real transformation happens outside the comfort zone. The greatest breakthroughs come from taking risks, facing challenges, and stepping into unfamiliar territory. Those who commit to self-improvement do not let fear hold them back. They push past resistance, knowing that every new skill learned, every challenge overcome, and every limitation broken adds to their success. Reflection is a crucial part of continuous self-improvement. Growth is not just about taking action, but also about evaluating what is working and what is not. Successful people take time to reflect on their progress, assess their mistakes, and adjust their strategies. They do not repeat the same patterns expecting different results. Instead, they analyze their decisions, learn from their failures, and refine their affair. They understand that improvement is not just about doing more, but about doing better. Surrounding oneself with people who challenge and inspire is another essential aspect of self-improvement. Growth happens faster when there is exposure to those who are further along the path. Learning from mentors, engaging in meaningful discussions, and seeking feedback accelerates progress. Successful individuals do not isolate themselves. They seek out those who can teach them, support them, and push them to new heights. They surround themselves with individuals who share a similar commitment to excellence, creating an environment that fosters continuous growth. The mindset of lifelong learning allows for endless opportunities. The more one improves, the more valuable they become. Whether in business, relationships, or personal goals, self-improvement leads to greater confidence, higher achievements, and a stronger sense of purpose. The best investment anyone can make is in themselves. Skills, knowledge, and personal development are assets that never lose value. They open doors, create possibilities, and ensure that no matter what challenges arise, success remains within reach. Many people underestimate the power of small, consistent improvements. They believe that major success requires drastic changes, but the reality is that the most powerful growth happens through daily habits. Reading a few pages of a book, practicing a skill for a few minutes, or making one better decision each day may seem small, but over time, these efforts compound. Those who commit to daily self-improvement build momentum, and eventually their progress becomes unstoppable. Success is not about luck or talent. It is about becoming better every day. The most successful people did not reach the top by chance. They built themselves into the kind of individuals who could achieve great things. They never stopped learning, growing, or improving. They understood that personal development is the foundation of all success. Those who embrace this mindset never feel stuck because they know they always have the power to improve, adapt, and move forward. They do not wait for change. They create it by constantly becoming better versions of themselves.